Summer Festival, John, is coming up this weekend on July 31st. Sitting in front of me are Bruce and Rosie Kubicek, and they're with us today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Litomysl Summer Festival. This is, frankly, one of my favorite shows to do because these are such good people in Litomysl. I will need you guys to hold that, if you would, please. The microphone, that is. So, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming out again.
Yeah, I'm here in the school. We're in the library. We're just talking about all the books in here. Of course, the school's been closed for a couple of years now, right?
Just 1 year.
Oh, just 1 year.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you can reopen it. What do you think?
I don't think that's a possibility right now. It would certainly be nice, but I don't believe it'll be something that'll happen in the future.
Well, that's too bad.
It is.
It existed for how many years?
It existed for 58 years.
58 years. I'll be 58 in December.
Yep. I actually went to school here in 8th grade.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Is that where you met Bruce?
No, but we did meet at church here, but I didn't go to school here.
But you met at church here?
Yes.
Well, that's cool. How awesome is that? How many members currently at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church?
We have about 140 families, and we are starting to be a more vibrant parish because we have young families coming in, and we have some families. The Allendale Church, the Catholic Church in Allendale, will be closing soon, and so we are getting some of their families to join here, and so we are really excited that we are now a vibrant parish that's moving forward.
No, the young families, maybe the school will reopen here.
It's a possibility, but right now it isn't. It isn't in the planning.
Now, I did not know this before. Maybe my memory is not what it should be. Litomysl is Czech for wistful thoughts, it says here.
It is. And the people that settled here first came from the Czech Republic, and that's why they call it. There's Litomysl in the Czech. What's Litomysl, or it still is Litomysl in the Czech Republic, and they came from there and settled here, and so that's why they call this Holy Trinity Church of Litomysl.
Of course, back when they settled there, it was probably Czechoslovakia.
It was, I'm sure.
Not the Czech Republic. Now, you've been over there, right?
Actually, I'm not sure it was the Czechoslovakia yet because they came here in the 1850s.
Oh, okay. Geez, yeah.
It was part of the whatever empire over there at that time, Habsburg or something like that.
Yeah. But you've been there, right?
Yes. Yes, we were there, about 10 years ago? Yeah. And visited. We have relatives back there, and we visited our relatives.
Oh, I'll bet that was neat.
That was neat.
Now, I went to Prague here a couple of years back. Was it 2013, I think it was. Beautiful city.
Yep, beautiful city. Yep. Did you go on the St. Charles Bridge?
Oh, yeah, of course. You have to.
Yeah, that's part of the attraction.
You bet. No, if you get a chance, folks, you have to go visit Prague. It is just one of the more beautiful cities in the world. It really is, especially at night.
We actually also went to the town of Litomysl in the Czech Republic, and that was really nice to see where our roots came from.
Get a lot of pictures from there?
Oh, yes.
Do you have them on display for the...
No, actually we don't. We should, shouldn't we?
Oh, I think that would be very cool. So Litomysl has their summer festival coming up this Sunday, as we mentioned. Starts with a polka mass at 10. This Lutheran went to the polka mass a couple of years ago. And as I said on our website, kdhlradio.com, promoting today's show, that's what all Christians should do, is clap our hands and tap our feet when we're worshiping and praising, right?
Well, worship and praise is supposed to be lively.
Yeah.
It's not a dirge. It's a celebration.
That's exactly right. So I really enjoyed myself at that polka mass, and I'm sure everybody will. And, of course, all faiths are welcome to come on out and help them celebrate.
And we do have at 9:15 the Otana KC choir that will be singing, and then the Mass starts at 10, and it's the Litomanias group that sings, and they're either parishioners that used to belong here or present parishioners or relatives of present parishioners, and they really do enjoy it.
All right, we're going to take a break, then we're going to come back and talk more about Litomysl and their summer festival coming up Sunday, John. That's right, we're in Litomysl. We're sitting in the former school. What is this used for now?
Our British Ed program has moved into here. Before they were using the church basement and the house, but now they've been able to use the classrooms here. And that's one thing that's happened because of the school closing. We're now able to expand that program and offer more things through the religious ed program as far as mission trips and service work and conferences and things like that for our youth. So, we're still offering a lot to our youth. It's just not in the same way.
It's great that something positive comes out of, something that was not so positive.
Right. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it positive and move forward.
Yeah. Well, Rose, what do you think? Coming up this Sunday, we've got all kinds of things going on. We probably aren't even going to be able to touch on every single one of them because you have so much stuff going on.
We really do. Like I said, the Book of Mass is at 10. And by the way, our church is air-conditioned and handicap accessible. And then outside at 11 o'clock, everything else begins. We have the outdoor food, we have the games, we have the silent auction in the school, we have the filled biscuits by the school, we have the live music, the country and used bit sales, just about something for everyone.
This church was built just before World War II broke out.
Right, the cornerstone's 1940. And it's a stone church. It's built out of the stone that the farmers brought in from the fields and built a church with it.
Yeah, in fact, your news release says over 600 loads of rock from the fields were brought in here to build it.
Right, and I think actually the farmers were glad to get rid of them.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
But they put them to a good use.
Yeah, look at the church. It's been standing ever since. It's a beautiful facility. You guys must really love going to church there.
Yes, we do. Yep. It's really great. I didn't actually grow up in this parish. I didn't start going here until I was probably about 12, 13 years old. My wife, Roseanne, born and raised here right next door.
Right next door?
Yes, we were dairy farmers right south of the school.
The farm's still there?
Yes, my brother owns that now.
Okay. Does he still do dairy farming?
No, not for quite some years now.
Yeah.
There aren't too many dairy farmers left in our parish anymore.
Lots of music will fill the grounds, won't it?
Yes, it will. We will have Hans Horman playing by our school here, and then on north of the church, on the bandstand will be the Czech Lights from the Montgomery New Prague area and the Dan Sturza Band from Owatonna. And then in the church at 2 o'clock, the Klecker Band will play, and they have played actually at all of our festivals.
45th Annual Summer Festival going on this weekend. Lots of people come.
Yes, they do, and they come from many, many different places, and a lot of them come every year because it's a tradition for them.
Oh, sure. You get people from the Twin Cities down here,
right?
Yes,
we do, yes. We'll be serving a lunch in the church basement, but that'll only be from 11 to 2, and that'll include a shaved ham or turkey sandwich with potato salad, baked beans, ice cream, and beverage, and also pies and filled biscuits. And then outside, there'll be all kinds of food. There'll be the walking tacos, the root beer floats, the pork rib sandwiches, the pork burger sandwiches, the hot dogs, the bratwurst, and there'll also be chips this year in that stand.
I know I ask you this every year. You probably get tired of answering it, but there are some listeners that may not hear the show every year. Montgomery has their Kolachkis, and you have book teas, right?
Right.
You want me to explain the difference between a kolache and a book tea?
She handed the microphone to Bruce. So you can explain it this year.
A kolache is more like a Danish. It's an open face with, like a round biscuit with the filling in the middle.
Yep.
And a book tea, as you can see right here, we've got some. It's more of a square, and it's folded over. Actually, forms a cross on the top.
That's the difference.
That's the difference. But basically, the dough is basically the same, and the filling is basically the same. It's just how they're presented.
Some places put frosting on them. They're not a book tea or right?
I don't know about that. But we do have the prune, poppy seed, and apricot, and we sell them for $9 a dozen, and they'll be sold right north of the school, and they're usually sold out by 1 o'clock. So if you want those, be sure and come early, and be sure and bring a cooler to put them in because you don't want to leave them in your hot car.
No, how many dozen do you make?
Well, we already made 300 dozen and sold those in pre-sales, and we're hoping to make 300 dozen again on Friday of this week and then put them in an air-conditioned room till Sunday.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of book teas.
It is. But it is amazing how many people really love them.
Yeah. Well, they're delicious. They should love them.
Yep.
So, again, folks, if people want to get book teas in, what you're telling us is better get here early.
That's right. That's right.
Because they're always sold out by 1 o'clock.
That's right.
Doesn't matter how many dozen you make, they're sold out by 1 o'clock.
That's right.
So get on over here, folks, and take that in.
we're also going to have a big raffle this year that will be drawn at 4:30, and that is only $3 per ticket, and there's 71 different prizes with a value of over $4,000. And the first prize is $500. The second prize is 1 week of summer day camp at Camp Pillsbury. The third prize is $250 donated by Advantage Cabinets. And the fourth and fifth prizes are $250 of Steve's Meat Markets gift certificates donated by John and Lynn Schiller. So there are definitely a lot of good prizes.
For sure. And these are, what, $3 each, you said?
Yes, they are.
$3 each. Of course, you always have a great lunch. You know, we had that a couple times in the basement.
Yeah, that's always a good tradition.
So is the menu any different this year? Is it the same?
No, it'll be the same. It'll be the same, yes.
The shaved ham or turkey sandwich meal with potato salad, baked beans, ice cream, and beverage will be served from 11 until 2. That's it. 11 until 2.
And that also is air conditioned down there. So if you want, and we do have a lot of tents and a lot of picnic tables, so you can stay out of the sun and stay cool.
And that's not the only food either. You have some food booths.
Oh, yes, we do. Yeah, we have the pork rib sandwiches, the pork burgers, the brats, the hot dogs, the walking tacos, the root beer floats. And then we offer refreshments to quench the thirst of all ages.
So make sure you take that in, folks.
You sure want to be sure and take in all the games, too. There'll be games for adults, bingo and pull tabs, and the popular root beer barrel game, and then there's all kinds of children's games, and there'll be live pony rides there. There'll also be a new game, carpet ball, this year, and there's dime toss. So there's plenty to do for everyone.
Carpet ball.
Carpet ball is a new game, yes. It's basically played with pool balls. You've got a board set up that's about 20 feet long, clear on each end. You set up 4 balls on each end, and you try and knock the other guy's ball in the off the thing, and that's how you play carpet ball.
Huh. Last year during Denison days, they had live foosball. They had this foosball court, and it was, I don't know if you remember foosball.
Right.
But it was kind of fun. I played a little bit there. It was kind of fun. Live foosball. So this is carpet ball. That's for all ages, I would assume.
Oh, yes.
I mean, even an old guy like me could play that.
Oh, yes. That'll be near the garage this year. We're going to have that game by the Darn Cause, yes.
Of course, you always have the old gas engines.
Yes, and they'll be between the garage and the school, and people really enjoy watching them. And also in the school will be the silent auction, and we have probably at least 200 items for that this year, and the silent auction will be in an air-conditioned room also. And also we're actually putting it in another room this year because we have so many items, so we'll have 2 rooms of silent auction items as well as 2 rooms of used-a-bit items. So there'll be plenty to do in the school also.
So the silent auction is separate from the used-a-bit sale?
Yes. And the silent auction will have a lot of holiday type of baskets. It'll have a lot of good gift certificates. It'll have twins tickets. It's going to have a nice group of prizes. And we've really been very fortunate to have so many generous donations by parishioners, former parishioners, businesses. We'll be selling a lot of chances also for prizes under the tent with the Root Beer Barrel game, and some of those include the Chanhassen dinner to theater tickets and $50 gift cards from grocery stores, just a lot of good things there. And then, of course, you really want to play the Root Beer Barrel game. We're going to we have wrapped 10,000 or more Root Beer Barrel candies, and we've put numbers in over 5,000 of them that correspond with a prize. And some of the nice big prizes for that will be a bike and some nice lawn chairs and some luggage, some coolers. So there's going to be a lot of things to win.
Wow, that's for sure. Country store with the garden produce. I know a couple friends of mine have sweet corn already.
Yes, actually, I've been watching my sweet corn anxiously, and it looks like I'm going to have some ready by the weekend, so I hope to have some there. Our normal gardener that provides a lot of that doesn't have a garden this year, but some of the rest of us have stepped up to the plate, and there'll still be plenty of things, probably, onions and green beans and potatoes and sweet corn, I hope. And then I know some folks have canned or made some preserved jams, jellies, and things like that for that country store also, and so there'll be plenty there.
You get a lot of support from businesses around the area, don't you?
We really do, and we're fortunate. We ask in Owatonna, we ask in Bowen Prairie, Allendale, Clark Grove, so Hollandale. So we really, because we're kind of in the middle of all these communities, we can ask for donations, and people have been very, very generous.
That's terrific. So don't miss it, folks. Little Missl's 45th Annual Summer Festival coming up this weekend here in Little Missle. How did all this start? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly how it started, but I do know it wasn't this large when it first started.
Right.
It was more or less, if I remember right, just a dinner, and I would say probably just a dinner to start with. And then it started expanding, and one of the priests thought, well, let's move this outside and make it a bigger thing, and it's kind of just snowballed ever since.
Did the school open when the church opened, or it came later?
No, the school opened in 1958.
Oh, okay, the year I was born.
The year you were born.
And it was closed last year.
It was closed last year. One thing we should note, County Road 45 coming out of Owatonna is under construction. So you have to follow the detours. You have to either take the freeway south, take the Hope exit, and follow County Road 4 to get to Litomysl, or come out on Highway 218 to Bixby and take County Road 4 over here to Litomysl. You can't. Well, you probably could get through, but if the sheriff catches you, it's a $200 fine on a road closed.
Yeah, and it is closed. It's closed up here.
Yes, it is
at the corner.
Yep.
So I'm glad you brought out that information. I usually come down 35 anyway. It seems to be the easiest.
Well, it is. We've been going in Owatonna back and forth on 40 on interstate, and it seems like it's a little bit farther, but it's probably faster because I can drive a little faster.
Right. Yeah. So take that in mind, folks, when you're coming to Little Missle, which is 8 miles south of Owatonna, and County Road 45, as Bruce mentioned, now closed for construction. So if you come down 35, you take the Hope exit. That's County Road 2 or 3. Then it runs into 4, right?
County Road 4 runs into 3. You'll exit, it'll be County Road 4. Then when it hits the T there to the east, it's County Road 3 for a half mile.
Yeah,
it's put together, and then it's County Road 4 going east again, and you'll come almost right up to the church.
Yeah, they have good signage, too. You get up on that crossroad with 45, and there's an arrow pointing to Little Missle.
If you follow the detour signs, you'll get here.
So just follow the signs, folks. It'll take you right here. Man, you guys have been involved in this every year, haven't you?
Yes, we have. And it's been wonderful. I enjoy it. It's fun to get to know their other parishioners and to see the support that we get from so many different businesses and so on.
You've never missed one?
I have not.
So didn't have any children during it or anything? You planned all that out?
Well, actually, I had my one son on July 11th, and then I was still here for the lunch. I was helping with the lunch that next 3 weeks later. So yes, I have been here every year.
So that one wasn't necessarily planned. I mean, date-wise.
Yeah, the interesting part of while she was having that baby, I was in Georgia at summer camp for Army Reserves.
Oh my!
So she had to do that one on her own, and they would have let me out if she had complications and flew me home. But she didn't have any complications. She did a wonderful job as usual. And we had a healthy baby boy.
Well, thank God for that, right?
Right.
So come on over, folks. Little Missle, the Holy Trinity Church, their annual summer festival coming up this Sunday. You have a favorite part of this?
A favorite part?
Yeah.
I just like the fellowship. I just like to see how many people enjoy visiting with each other. A lot of former parishioners come. A lot of parishioners that grew up in this parish. Just like to see that. And then I also like to see how much everyone enjoys the prizes that we give away, because they are some really nice ones.
I have to say, when I came here a couple of years ago, my favorite part was the polka mass.
Yes, that's always great too, but because we're setting up for the festival, we don't usually get in on part of that. But sometimes I try to get in the back for a few minutes to hear it.
Because I couldn't help but think while I'm sitting there, now this is the way we should be worshiping. Clapping our hands and tapping our feet.
Right, that is part of it. One of my favorite things, actually, is to see how the parish itself pulls together. Everybody pulls together and works on this, and it's just wonderful to see. comradeship, and the fellowship, and it's really great to see. Especially our young folks. Our young folks are getting involved and stepping up and taking over on some things, and that's the future of our parish, and it's really wonderful to see.
These book teas are all baked right in the church, right?
Yes, we have a couple of convection ovens that we bake them.
And now they have that new law that requires you to do it that way, I suppose.
Yes,
But make sure you take it in. What were the flavors again? Apricot?
Apricot, prune, and poppy seed.
Those are you probably did a survey sometime along the years, and that's...
Well, it used to be always just poppy seed and prune, but then, I don't know, somewhere along the line, apricot got started, and so all three are, popular.
Yeah. I'm glad you got some apricot for me, because out of those three, that would be my favorite.
Yes, I know you like those. One thing I don't think we mentioned is that there will be a tractor pulling like a wagon that will pick you up if you have to park on the road a long ways down. And so be aware that you don't have to walk the distance. You can be picked up with that.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. For those who have mobility issues,
right?
You can pick them up. And you already mentioned your church is handicap accessible.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So don't let that stop you from coming, folks. Young and old alike will enjoy themselves.
They will.
This is a day filled with activity. All caps off at 5 o'clock?
Yes. And it's just a fun day that you can find something to do in some area of the grounds that we just have something all around our grounds. We no longer have the live auction, which used to be south of the school because we weren't getting anything worthwhile selling anymore. So we do no longer have that.
Okay. So the silent auction is it for auctions.
Right.
And you have the used a bit store.
Yes. That's in the school too.
Which will be in this building.
Yes.
And then the country produce store.
Right. And that'll actually be outside over by the church, the country store.
It sounds like you think you'll have a pretty good selection of produce.
I've got a good feeling. It's been a good, kind of an earlier spring and a good summer, so the produce should be available.
All right. How do you wait to sink my teeth into some sweet corn?
I'm with you on that, Gordy.
With lots and lots and lots of butter.
Especially from Hope.
There you go.
Right, because Hope's not that far from here.
No. There'll be some of that on the grounds, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. We use Hope butter here all the time.
Of course. Award-winning butter.
Exactly.
Back in the day. Every single town had a creamery, it seems, back when.
Actually, the creameries were located in Steele County. There was over 30 creameries at one time. They were located about 6 miles apart because a 3-mile trip up and back was about what the farmers wanted to do with their horses. So that's kind of how they got located.
Well, there you go.
Had to do with horses.
You get educated every day on this show. By the way, tomorrow on our AM Minnesota program, John Dvorak, Executive Secretary of the Rice County Fair, will be visiting with Jerry, doing a little wrap-up of the fair, give you some idea of how the fair went this past year. Steele County Fair is just around the corner.
Yes, it is. So we graduate from the festival and we move on to the Steele County Fair where we're active there too.
And we got, of course, before that, we've got the Goodhue County Fair. We'll be over in Sabrona for that the second week in August. And, of course, the first weekend of August, we got our Rice County Relay for Life Straight River Stroll. And Denison Days is that opening weekend of August, typically, too. And third weekend of August during the Steele County Fair is Rose Fest over in Kenyon. So all kinds of excitement going on. And, of course, this year, while I'm thinking about it, the football, volleyball seasons don't start in the middle of August. They start after September 1st. Well, a couple of volleyball games are in late August, but football starts that first weekend in September. So there's no August football games.
That's good.
For high school. Oh, yeah. They had like 3 games before school even started. Last year it was crazy. As the championships are moving indoors, the big palatial U.S. Bank Stadium there in downtown Minneapolis. You guys been up the city since they've constructed this at all?
No, we haven't, but one of our sons that lives up there went through the place the other day, last weekend when they had the open house.
What do you say?
It's big.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the reaction of most folks. It's big.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just drove by it on my way. I can't remember. It was during the state basketball tournament or something. I went from one site to the other, and I drove right by it. It's massive. But when I was in Dallas, I went over to AT&T Stadium, the Jerry Jones multi-billion-dollar one. I think you could put a couple of U.S. banks in that. Man, oh man, is that massive. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Holy Trinity Church's annual Summer Festival, which is coming up this weekend. In summary, again, the polka mass begins at 10 in the morning. The festival goes from 11 until 5. I think I said 1 earlier. It's 11.
Right, it starts at 11.
Right after church gets out.
That's right.
But some people still have things that they can do in the church that they can't, due to mobility issues leave, like have that terrific lunch, that sort of thing.
That's true, yes. They can.
The shaved ham sandwich or turkey sandwich is delicious.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before I let you guys go?
I guess we just invite everybody to come out. It's a family day. There's something for everybody to do, and everybody can have some fun and visit with their neighbors.
Yeah, it is a great day, and it's kind of a throwback in time, don't you think?
Yes, because we are probably one of the few churches that still put on a festival like this, and so it's we call it a country style festival.
Oh, and it is too, folks. You'll enjoy it. I can't help but think that maybe some things like this were done 150 years ago. I mean, obviously not with this modern facilities they have now, but you know what I'm saying.
A lot of get-togethers then, yes.
Yeah, because, you didn't have television or radio for that matter.
That's true.
I wonder what I'd do for a living. Anyway, that concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota. Everybody's invited to come to Litomysl on Sunday, July 31st. Again, the polka mass is at 10 in the morning on the grounds of Holy Trinity Catholic Church, which is right here, sprouted out in the midst of cornfields. I think that's awesome. I always enjoy going to country churches.